is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Juggernaut Retro Reviews. And this is episode number 50 of Juggernaut Retro Reviews. And for the rest of the month of August here, I'm going to be reviewing some Summerslams. And on this edition, I'm going to be talking about SummerSlam 1990. So we go all the way back to August 27th, 1990. This show was held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Spectrum. And the attendance for this show was 19,304. This is, at this time, they were only doing like 4 pay-per-views. They were doing Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. And, this is the biggest party of summer, as I call it now, the biggest party of summer. This is summer heat wave. This is pretty big stuff, for the summertime. So we have SummerSlam here. Let's go ahead and get started with this review. Let's quit wasting time. So I'm trying to get done with this review pretty quick. Excuse me. Belching on camera there. Or podcast. So, the first match that kicked off the show. Excuse me again. We had Power and Glory. Paul Roma, Hercules going up against the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. So basically, this felt like a glorified squash match here. I mean, right as the Rockers were making their entrance, Power and Glory, they attack the Rockers. And Hercules hits like Shawn Michaels with a chain, it hits him on the leg with a chain, because I think apparently Michaels had an injury coming into the show. Like a bite, like a motorcycle injury, so he had to get some leg work done. He had to get some surgery done or something like that. I don't know exactly the full story behind that, but yeah, this, like I said, this felt like a pretty much glorified squash match. I mean, Marty Jannetty just got beat up there a lot during the match, and Shawn Michaels was just selling on the outside of the ring, screaming and selling his leg injury. Every time Michaels would try to get back into the ring, he would just get knocked back down. And yeah, he was basically just out there to sell his injury. But the winners of the match were Power and Glory. Not a very long match here. I like the finisher to the match though. It was they called it Powerplex. So, they did a superplex into a splash off the top rope. So I thought that was a nice finish to the match. But yeah, this is very short. It felt like a glorified squash match, like I said. So we'll move on to the next match here, which we had was the WWF Intercontinental Championship on the line. We had Mr. Perfect defending the title against the Texas Tornado, aka that is Kerry Von Erich. It's Kerry Von Erich. So I thought this was a good match, but I felt like the timing, a lot of these matches on the show, there wasn't a lot of time for these matches, and this is the big issue here with this match. And the fans were very behind the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and you think of more with Kerry Von Erich more around the Texas area, down there. But, I mean, they were in Philadelphia, and he was getting cheered so much at this show. So that they were really behind him. I mean, the Texas Tornado, he won the match, which was really cool. He hit the, it's like a spinning punch, or a, I don't even know what his finisher is called. A spinning, a tornado punch. Basically that's what it's called, a tornado punch, if you want to call it. Beat Mr. Perfect, and then after the match, Mr. Perfect, he was upset. He was saying that Kerry Von Erich was cheating and this and that, which I didn't really see much cheating. And saying that Mr. Perfect said that he pushed him into the ring post, and maybe At that time, that could have been a little bit of cheating. That could have been a little dirty tactics, a little bit. But when you're watching it, in 2022, it doesn't look like it's cheating that much. I don't know. Wrestling, when you look at it back from the 90s and to now, it changed. Wrestling has changed so much. It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, the only really problem with this match is that the match was very short. But hey, I mean, like I said, the crowd was very behind Kerry Von Erich here. Kerry Von Erich won the Intercontinental title. He said, in this pre-match promo that he was going to win. He's going to, there's a black cloud, hanging over Mr. Perfect, and this tornado is going to be coming through. And so I thought it was pretty good here. I enjoyed it. And the crowd, like I said, they really popped hard for when Kerry Von Erich won the match. But yeah, let's go on to the next match here. So the next match we had was Queen Sherry going up against Sapphire. And this was not even a match here. I mean, this match ended by forfeit. And also, commentary was very entertaining for the show. You had Vince McMahon on commentary and Rowdy Piper. That made for a very interesting combination. Like the dialogue that they said back and forth with each other was very interesting. And like there was a sign in the crowd that said something about Scary Sherry. This is something about this Scary Sherry scares me or something like that. And basically that, that's kind of how she, she got her nickname, Scary Sherry, because she, Sapphire was, she scared she scared Sapphire to not even come down to the ring. So I thought that was very interesting there. Scary Sherry, Queen Sherry here. And she had her whole face painted and all that. Interesting gimmick what she had going on during this time. Like kind of working as a heel. But yeah, the match didn't even happen. Queen Sherry won by forfeit. So yeah, move on to the next match. Which we had was the Warlord going up against Tito Santana. And Slick was in the corner of the Warlord. This was another kind of like underwhelming match. I see a lot of these matches like on this card, and especially during this time, some of these matches like aren't that great, but the promos on this show and like the video not the video packages, but the promos and the interviews, this show is very storyline heavy, like trying to build up storylines and stuff like to future shows. Because if you're looking at it like, you want to see some great pure wrestling, you want to do, like some NWA or like Ring of Honor type. If you want to see that type of stuff, this is not a show for you. Because you're going to see more talking on this show. More sending up storylines. So if you're thinking you're going to be seeing get some great wrestling on here, I'm sorry to tell you that you're not going to be seeing that on this show. But yeah, so we had Warlord going up against Tito Santana. Like I said, they're kind of a narrow squash match here. I mean, Warlord wins by a big, power slam. I mean, yeah, hits a big power slam on the Tito Santana for the 1, 2, 3. I mean, we had some Tito Santana, offense in this match here, but he really didn't do a whole lot, to be honest with you. And, I'm not going a lot in depth to this because, there's not a lot of stuff to break down in these matches here. But yeah, let's move on to the next match, which is probably my favorite thing that happened on this show. So we had 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWF Tag Team Championships. We had the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Angle Neidhart going up against Demolition. And during this time we had Smash and Crush as for Demolition. And Axe would come out during this match, like halfway during this match, he would crawl under the ring, and they would do swapping out between Axe and Crush during the match because you couldn't really tell them apart and stuff, and so they did a little twin type of magic and stuff, like what we see with the Bella Twins, and we've seen other wrestlers that look alike do that before because you really couldn't tell which person was. especially the Usos, a while back. But now you can tell, now you can tell the Usos apart more. With the way their haircuts are and the way they look, the way they dress. But no, I thought this was a really fun match, especially during this time, for a 203 Falls match. Really good storytelling, really good booking here. I really enjoyed it. And I think this is one of my favorite Heart Foundation matches I ever seen. I got to go back and watch more Heart Foundation matches, but this is a really good one here. So the first fall came when Demolition, they hit an elbow drop from the top rope. And then the second fall came from, it was a Heart Foundation. I can't remember what spot it was. I think it was, I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now. Was it no, the Schoolboy was the final finish. Not the Heart Attack. It was like a torpedo thing that I don't exactly remember what it was, but the Heart Foundation got the second fall there. And the third fall came when, like, Jim Nail Neidhart, he was doing, like, a torpedo, like, into the ring. And then, like, the Heart Foundation did the Schoolboy onto Crush, I believe. And then also we had the Legion of Doom come out and help out the Heart Foundation here, to give them backup here. Because, wanted to stop Demolition from cheating in this match. So, I mean, it was a good match here. I really enjoyed it. And if you're going to check out something, I definitely recommend checking out this match on the show. So, let's go on to the next match here, which we had was Jake the Snake Roberts going up against Bad News Brown. And Big Boss Man was a special guest referee. Once again, another kind of squash match on this show. Like, the whole storyline kind of behind this match was like snakes versus like sewer rats and stuff, and like this was like in the promos and stuff. And like, I'm happy that they didn't bring out like the sewer rats out, because like that would have been terrible to see. But Jake the Snake Roberts, he did win by disqualification here. This isn't like anything great here, and like this isn't anything great from like Jake the Snake Roberts. Like, we didn't see any vintage like hidden DDTs in this match, or it was nothing really special in this match. That's what we're gonna get at. And yeah, I just wasn't a fan of this match at all. Oh yeah, let me go back kind of to the tag team match before this. I remember that second fall now. It was a disqualification. Yeah, Demolition got disqualified. Now, okay, I remember that now. Yeah, but this wasn't any like vintage Jake the Snake Roberts here. It wasn't very good at all, in my opinion. I didn't enjoy it. And Bad News Brown, I've never been a really big fan of him. Watching his matches from the past, it looks like he could do really good in the ring, but like he's just never been really exciting to me, in my opinion. But yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts won. And then let's go on to the next match, which we had was Jim Duggan and Nikolai Volkov going up against Orient Express. Once again, kind of another squash match here. And I'll tell you what, Jim Duggan and Nikolai Volkov, they cannot sing worth a darn. Like, Jim Duggan is bad at singing on the microphone. I did not want to hear him ever sing again. That was terrible. Yeah, but the crowd was kind of invested in this match. They were going like USA, USA. They were doing a lot of USA chants here. So this is something that they were really invested in. But like I said, this wasn't a very good match. I don't even remember like how Jim Duggan and Nikolai Volkov won. That's how bad this match was. Let's go on to the next match though. Randy Savage going up against Dusty Rhodes, baby. And Queen Sherry was in the corner of Randy Savage. I'll tell you what. Like I said throughout this video here, the promos and the the interviews on the show were great, and the promo with the $1 Million Man coming out, and like kind of like, and that's a good thing about wrestling because he like blurs the line between like real life and stuff. Go like, hey, some of this stuff can actually happen in real life. This definitely stuff could play out in real life. Like with you had $1 Million Man coming now and like basically cutting a promo to Dusty Rhodes, saying, hey, basically I bought your girl, for the money. Like she wanted to come over for the money. And, for just like a common man like you who, is not making no money and stuff and, like going to a guy who's making money, and that could happen in real life. I mean, we see that in real life here, which is, it was a great promo. I don't remember exactly word for word, but hey, that was one of the best $1 Million Man promos I've ever seen. I mean, $1 Million Man, he's great on the microphone as well. I mean, a lot of these guys were good on the microphone. And a lot of these promos didn't really feel scripted that much. They felt really organic and like they just had fun talking on the microphone. And, I mean, and this was, kind of a fun show. Like if you're watching it as a kid, you go like, hey, this would be really fun. This is a really fun show. Really enjoyable. But yeah, so that kind of this match right here with Randy Savage and Dusty Rhodes kind of ended off like the story between Randy Savage and Dusty Rhodes, and kind of you made the feud between Dusty Rhodes and $1 Million Man, so that was cool. I really enjoyed that. And then of course had $1 Million Man. When you had Undertaker debut at Survivor Series later on that year. That's cool stuff, like let Dusty Rhodes feud with other people. So I thought that was good. But Randy Savage, about this match, Randy Savage, he won really quick here. Really, really short match. It was like a 2-minute match here. Randy Savage hit, while the ref was turned away, Randy Savage hit like Dusty Rhodes, but with a purse. Got the 1, 2, 3, so we won in heelish fashion. And then after this match here, we had Dusty Rhodes. We had him chasing the $1 Million Man and Sapphire. They were leaving in the car, and then Dusty Rhodes went to go chase after them. So you're kind of feeling like sympathetic and empathetic for Dusty Rhodes here. Like you really feel bad for him a little bit because like he just lost a match here and then he just got cheated on. So you kind of like I said, had some sympathy for Dusty Rhodes here. But this wasn't anything like NWA Dusty Rhodes. Like go back and watch NWA Dusty Rhodes. Great stuff from him. But hey, but the storytelling in this match was really good. It made sense. It made a lot of sense. Even watching it, even if you had no context and not knowing anything that was going on, it was good stuff here. I really enjoyed that, even though the match was really short. And I'm not gonna be like Dave Meltzer, like saying this match is garbage. This match is terrible, because from a storyline standpoint, yeah, it's good. But from an in-ring standpoint, yeah, I understand. Hey, saying these, Randy Savage and Dusty Rhodes, WWF and NWA going against each other, it should be great matches. It should be like a 25-minute match, but it's just not that case. To having the more entertainment here. So, and that's the way WWF and WWE has always worked. But yeah, let's move on to the next match here, which we had was what they were calling the double main event here. So this was like the semi-main event here. So we had Hulk Hogan with Big Boss Man in the corner going up against Earthquake with Jimmy Hart, Dino Bravo in the corner. This was your typical Hulk Hogan match here. I think he just got done like filming a movie before, like after Mania, he filmed a movie. I don't even know what the heck it was called, but So yeah, that's what he was doing during that time, and then so he came back for SummerSlam. Earthquake, I was never a big fan of, but Vince always saw something in him, which I mean, yeah, I was never been a big fan of Earthquake here. And there were a few times where I thought, Earthquake could have won this match, when he hit his splashes, but yeah. I mean, Hulk Hogan, he won this match by countout. A lot of interference in this match, like there was a lot of interference that didn't need to happen in this match. Yeah, I mean, this was just something for Hogan to do, because try to have Earthquake be like a next like Andre the Giant, be like an Andre the Giant here. Yeah, I just wasn't. Like I said, your typical Hulk Hogan match, where he powers up and like he kicks out, he kicks out of a lot of things. Like I said, typical Hulk Hogan during this time, and the fans, they really were behind Hulk Hogan, at this time. They haven't turned on him yet, but I mean, it was okay for what it was. And then the next match we had was the Ultimate Warrior going up against Rick Rude, and Bobby the Brain Heenan was in the corner of Rick Rude, and this was in the steel cage match for the WWF Championship. So this is at the time that they were still using the blue steel cage, which I always been a big fan of the blue steel cage, but I think it's kind of funny where they had to make so much more like interview time and like promo time to set up the blue steel cage because it was so long to set up. But now like it's this, you can have the cage or the cell come down from the rafters, which is so much easier. Like different times, like right now, like from 1990, from like 2022, it's like so much different now these days with professional wrestling. But no, I actually really enjoyed this match. I mean, Rick Rude, he was selling so much for Ultimate Warrior here. And the Ultimate Warrior, he was really over. And like I said, I kind of really enjoyed like what commentary was saying. Like what McMahon and like Roddy Piper were saying he's doing it for the Warriors. Yeah. So I thought that was funny there. I mean, Rick Rude, he hit a double axe handle off the top, like the top of the cage. I mean, it was kind of anticlimactic, but at this time they weren't doing like 450s or swantons or like big moves off the cage. They weren't doing like those big high spots quite yet. And Rick Rude, he actually went up there twice, but the second time he went up there, he got punched like in the gut. And yeah, I mean Ultimate Warrior, he won this match. He retained by escaping the cage here. And even though this show is like, or during this era is like for the kids and stuff, I mean, we still saw some blood. I mean, we saw Rick Rude juice for Ultimate Warrior here. He's bleeding pretty good here. So I mean, I thought that was cool that they were still bleeding that during this time and stuff. Like I said, I thought it was a decent match. Like nothing crazy. I was never the biggest Warrior fan. I mean, I like Ultimate Warrior, but like I said, I wasn't born during this time and stuff. So during this, not a big fan of this like early '90s professional wrestling, or like during this era right now. Like, cause like I said, a lot of these matches on the show were very short. But like I said, you weren't going to get like any barn burning 25, 30-minute matches on this show, or like technical great matches. But yeah, that was my WWE SummerSlam 1990 review. And if I had to pick a match for you guys to go back and check out, I would definitely pick the Hart Foundation and the Demolition match, the tag team match, a 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWF Tag Team Championships. I definitely recommend checking out that match on this show. Everything else on this match was, like, a lot of the matches were very short, but the promos and the interviews on this show were pretty good. I enjoyed that. And maybe the last 2 matches, check out those. And also maybe even check out the Randy Savage and Dusty Rhodes match. Because that was, I mean, for the story, that was good. But yeah, if this is your first time ever checking out my channel, please smash that subscribe button. I am on the road to 500 subscribers. And also, go turn on that post notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And also go follow me on all my social media platforms on Twitter and Instagram at TheTrueJSB. And also some videos I got coming up for you guys are, I'm going to be doing another Juggernaut Retro review. I'm going to be reviewing SummerSlam 1991. So stay tuned for that show. Or stay tuned for that review. I'm also going to be doing the prediction show for Impact Wrestling's Emergence, which is going to be happening this Friday, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for those predictions. Me and DJ will be coming on predicting that, and we also probably be reviewing that, so stay tuned for that. And then also, what else we got coming up? Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm going to be doing some like more kind of like watch along, start bringing those back a little bit more. But yeah, this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out, and I will catch you guys in my next video. So peace out, and I'll talk to you guys later.